Hey guys, Tiffany Higgins here. I had some trouble with my mic earlier, so if you guys are tuning in, can you put a hashtag live so that I know that you can hear me and that you're here and watching? And if you are catching the replay, please put hashtag replay so I know who's seen this. So please say hi. Let me know who's here. Today, I am going to talk about answer all the common questions that are posted in the group. I'm going to go over some specific ones that have been posted in the last week and talk to you exactly about how it's possible to create a virtual bookkeeping business and make $100 an hour, even if you have no prior experience. Hey, Leah, thanks for joining us. Hey there, how's it going? Prabhath. I've never really tried to say your name out loud yet, so hopefully I pronounced it right. Thank you for joining. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Dresden, good to see you. Everyone congratulate Dresden. She just enrolled in the academy. So excited to have you. She's going to totally kill it. It's going to be exciting. I love it. Okay, so what I like to do every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time, I go live to answer any questions that you have. My whole goal in life and to keep this business going is to inspire moms to take this leap of faith and go down this path and this journey, because it ends up being very, very, very rewarding and exceeds your wildest dreams. So for example, for us, after starting my bookkeeping business, was supposed to be a side hustle, just something I could do to be a stay-at-home mom again when my third child was born. And I experienced what most of the students in the academy experience, and it's called the Snowball Effect. Once you pick up a handful of clients, things just start to snowball from there with very minimal effort. And before you know it, you have clients coming out of the woodwork asking for you. And within 7 months of starting my side hustle, side gig, I was able to retire my husband, and he became a stay-at-home dad along with me. And from there, I just saw the potential of this type of business and how very little overhead it is and how very high paying, high revenue that you can receive for the value that you provide to business owners. And it can really, really remarkably change your life. So in 7 months, my husband retired. Neither one of us were working a corporate job, and we were able to be home every day with our kids. Within a year of starting my business, I bought a brand new $45,000 vehicle, and we took a 16-day vacation across the country with our 3 kids and my niece. And we went to Estes Park, we went to an apartment by the beach, and we went to the Grand Canyon. Again, 16 days I was able to travel while working part-time in my bookkeeping business and enjoying life and enjoying the amenities of having the funds to take a vacation and the flexibility to be able to travel and show my kids the world. And that was just in the first year. That was on my 1-year anniversary of starting my bookkeeping business. Some of the other perks and benefits of having a bookkeeping business for us has been the fact that we don't have to budget. We also paid off that brand new car in under 6 months. And we ended up being able to have twins. And I was also able to nurse them for 2 solid years without skipping a beat or losing any money financially or anything of that nature. And then on top of that, we wanted a pool in our backyard, but the house that we were living in wasn't zoned for a pool. So we decided to start looking for different houses, and we found one that was more than double what our current house was worth. Had no idea that we were going to get approved for a house like that, but we did. And we were able to move our kids and our business about 90 minutes away from our current hometown or current house. And we ended up moving into a house with a tennis court and a pool in the backyard, and never skipped a beat, continued to get clients, kept all of the old clients, continued to make more money. So it was very transformative for our family, for our life, for our kids, everything. We were also able to transition into homeschooling our kids as well at that time. So any of those things, I feel like because of my bookkeeping business, I have literally gotten to do everything that I had ever dreamed about as a parent. Anything that you've ever thought like, oh, I really wish I could do that, or I'm jealous of this parent because they get to do that with their schedule. The bookkeeping business has given me every single one of those opportunities. So really exciting stuff here. And the great thing about it is you don't have to go the traditional path of getting an accounting degree working in a corporate job for pennies on the dollar and trying to climb your way up the corporate ladder or just climb your way up to getting experience. You don't have to do that in order to be just as successful or more successful than I was. I have a lot of students that have exceeded my level of success. For example, Anne is on track to make $300,000 this year. And while her particular story, she had dabbled in QuickBooks a little bit for other companies, she is not classically bookkeeper trained. She did not have an accounting degree, and she's been able to serve her clients really well, so much so that she gets constant referrals and is going to make over $300,000 this year. So amazing stuff. All of the other students that have graduated the academy are on paths to do that as well. So very, very exciting stuff. And the majority of students, I would say it's got to be probably at least 85 to 90% of our students have no prior experience, none, and no degree or certification in this whatsoever. The other about 5 to 10% of our students are either actively working on accounting degree, or they started to get their accounting degree, or maybe they got an accounting degree and then they decided to stay home, so they have no experience outside of that. And then the other 5% of students are people that maybe do have experience and are leaving a corporate accounting job to start this, but they've never had their business before. So we have, just so for you watching, if you have any desires of doing this, but you're concerned because you have no experience, it is not required or necessary. It is not a prerequisite for success in this kind of business. So hey, Danielle and Kwan, thank you guys for joining. So again, I go live every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Central Time, right here in this group. And I love to answer the questions that you have. I don't care if you're brand new, you've never done this before, if you've bought the DIY course and you're going through that and you have questions, or if you're already in the academy and you just want to ask me a specific question, I am here to answer anything. I'm super excited to help you guys. That is what I'm here for. And I am going to answer some questions that people have been asking in the Have Your Cake and Eat It Too Facebook group over the last week. And if you have any specific questions while I'm doing that, though, please comment below, comment on here so I can go ahead and address those as well. So if you are totally brand new, then I suggest going to our website. And I'll share my screen here real quick so that you guys can see that. Screen one. Okay, so if you are totally brand new, go here to this website, grab a copy of my ebook. This ebook is a great place to get started. It really talks in detail about my journey, what our life was like before, and how a bookkeeping business transformed that. And it's really helpful for you to take a look at your own life and apply it to these same principles and envision how your life could be changed by starting this bookkeeping business. There's a lot of other awesome resources on our website for you as well. You can sign up to get text message alerts for when we go live or when we have certain sales going on or our new programs released. You can get text alerts. If you want to learn more about me and learn about all of the awesome people on our team, you can go there as well and check that out. To watch any replays of our most recent Tuesday lives, where we sometimes interview prior students and things like that, talk about special topics, you can click here and check those out. You can also watch some videos of student success stories on the website as well. These are all students that went through the program about a year and a half ago. Some of them coming up on 2 years, and most of these ladies also now work as mentors in our Bookkeeper Academy. We also have some other student wins that you can check out here. And if you're curious about how much money you can make as a bookkeeper, we have this awesome calculator right here as well. So if you want to know, I need to make about $5,000 in order to replace my current 9-to-5 or to pay all the bills that we've got right now, or just as a marker for you to be like, okay, I'd be comfortable quitting my corporate job once I make $5,000 a month. Just to give you an idea, you're only going to need about 10 small clients to hit that $5,000 a month mark. The first couple of months when you have those clients, you're going to spend about 16 to 17 hours a week on getting them streamlined, understand their company and understand their spending habits. And then after a couple of months, once you've got them like a well-oiled machine and you have a process in place for them, which we can help you with in the academy, you're going to be back down to spending about 10 hours or less per week on these clients, which means you're going to make $5,000 a month and only have to work 10 hours a week. So I don't know how many of you in here currently make that kind of money, but I know for me, when I started my bookkeeping business, that was an absolute just life-changing experience to be able to bring in that kind of money and not have to work as much. So we do have two types of people that join our Bookkeeper Academy. Number one is the mom that's looking to spend more time with her kids. So somebody that is just really wanting to maximize the time with their kids while they're young, but not risk financial ruin to do so. So if you think about it, if you only need $5,000 a month to pay all your bills while your kids are little and you're perfectly fine with that, you're only going to have to work 10 hours a week. So you're going to have 30, 40 plus hours a week extra that you get to spend with your kids. So it's completely life-changing in the fact that you're going to have so much more time on your hands to be able to be the kind of mom that you want to be. Now, if you're somebody that your kids maybe are a little bit older or they're in school and you have the ability to work 30 hours a week or something like that, then you can take this, times 3. If you want to work 30 hours a week, you're going to make 15,000 plus per month. So if you want to go from making $5,000 a month to $15,000 a month without working any more than you currently do, or even working a little bit less than you currently do, then this bookkeeping business is you. You're the second type of person that comes into our academy. So you're either wanting more time or you're wanting more money for the time that you're already working. Either way, either outcome, the bookkeeping business is going to get you there. And the cool thing about it is you can change, you can go back and forth between what you want. So let's say you start off wanting more time. You just want more time with your kids, more time at home, more time for yourself. You can start off like this, working 10 hours a week for that $5,000. And then as your kids get older and more self-sufficient, or you have more aspirations, or you guys want to start investing in rental properties or whatever it is that you want to do in the future, you can ramp this up to endless revenue. The higher you get in your revenue stream, then you can start actually hiring contractors to help you out. I was making about $20,000 a month, I think is what it was. Let me calculate that out. A little bit less, maybe like $18,000 a month is what I was making when I sold my bookkeeping business, and I didn't have a team member. I was doing all of the work because I streamlined the process. Between my husband and I, we were working maybe a total of 35 hours a week, and I had 5 kids at home. 2 of them were homeschooled teenagers. One of them was a toddler that went to part-time preschool, and the other 2 were nursing twin infants. And I did not have anyone that worked for me. So you guys can make a lot of money without even bringing on a contractor or an employee for quite a while. If you would like, you can keep all that money yourself. The other route is to hire someone from nearly the beginning. So that way you can continue to grow and you don't have to actually put in the time to do the work. You can keep yourself in a sales and marketing role. That's another option too. I do recommend in the beginning that you do learn how to do this work, so that way your contractors can learn from you and that you understand what they're doing and can approve their work. We have 3 different programs right now. We have our do-it-yourself bookkeeper course. This one is great. It leads you through all the basics, but it comes with no support. So a lot of times what I see people getting the bookkeeping course is they either need extra help understanding the course content and applying it. They want that extra help with their first client, or they just need an accountability person to help them with their mindset, help push them to reach their goals. So if you're totally just wanting to dabble, or you're just wanting to learn about this opportunity, the bookkeeping course might be for you. But if you're somebody that actually really wants these transformations, that you really want to have this business and you want to have the lifestyle that you're dreaming about, the Bookkeeper Academy is absolutely what's going to get you there. So we have everything in the Bookkeeper Academy that's included in the Bookkeeping bookkeeping course. Plus you have some extras. You get a payroll course, the quoting tool, you get a free logo design, a free website. You have 12 months full of support with our team. And that comes with some one-on-ones. When you get your first client, we'll help you until that first client is completely done in a one-on-one format. And then you also have the ability to get private help during our breakout rooms, during our Zoom office hours, so that if you have a question on any future clients, we'll help walk you through that as well. And the cool thing is, being in the Bookkeeper Academy helps you become an expert so fast that most of the people that coach in there now are our students from years prior, because they learned so much in the Bookkeeper Academy in such a short time that they became experts in this field, experts. And so now that they can come back and they can pay it forward and teach all the newbies what they've learned. So it's really exciting to be able to have that in our academy and have the opportunity for students too to also be mentors. And then we have a third tier program called our Elite Mastermind. This program is designed specifically for the successful bookkeeper in our academy, or if you are growing a successful bookkeeping business from the DIY course because you have a lot of experience, the Elite Mastermind would be a program that might work for you and help you get to the next level. Our main goal in here is to try to help you scale your bookkeeping business and turn it into something that's more passive. So while you're in the scaling mode, you're going to learn how to bring on team members. You're going to learn how to put yourself more in a sales and marketing role until you get to that level where your team is completely handling 100% of the work for your business, and it's almost passive. So that's what we're looking for there. A lot of my students in the Elite Mastermind make $300 to $500 an hour because they're leveraging the team. So they take their profit after paying their team members, and then they divide that by the number of hours that they are actually putting into the business. And a lot of them are making between $300 and $500 an hour. So pretty amazing. So again, that all depends on, do you want to work more and make a ton of money, or do you want to make a lot of money and just work less? So either way, it's really awesome. So if you guys want to check that out, you can book a call with us. I have the link right here. I'll put all this in the live as well. And if you want to see any of the recent podcasts that I've been on, there's a lot of cool different business owners, different podcasts that I've been interviewed on recently. So if you guys want to check those out, like Traveling Nomad podcast, RV Life podcast, some really cool people that have interviewed me here lately. So that's really fun to do. Okay, so I'm going to check and see if we've got any questions. Before I do that, I'm going to put a link in here to the I think Tiffany Ware, our Facebook community manager, has already put the link to the Facebook or to the website on here. Oh, you guys can't see the website? Dang it, that whole time. Okay, let me put this link on here. Put the link to the website on there. And then I will also put a link to book the discovery call as well, if you guys would like to chat about it. So our discovery calls are like very, very low key, and they are really fun, actually. So we just like learn about you and your family and your goals, and then we help you make a decision on if this is something that would work for you. And if it is, we can help you determine which step, which phase is going to be the best for you. So let's see. So sorry if you guys couldn't see the website the whole time. Normally I double check that before I go over, but I didn't think about that this time. Angie says, I'm advertising myself on Yelp, Nextdoor, Facebook, and Instagram and not having much luck. I did have a couple of clients interested, but I was honest with one and told him I was just starting out, and that scared him. And the other was more interested in tax work than bookkeeping. I also purchased the DIY course and would also love to enroll in the academy, but simply don't have the money to do so. I'm struggling with getting my business off the ground. So any tips are much appreciated. Okay. So lots of questions in this, lots of things I could give you tips on. So for example, when you say you're advertising on Yelp, Nextdoor, Facebook, and Instagram, and not having much luck, then your approach is off in some way. So first of all, I would go back and rewatch the marketing and mindset course that you've got. When you are in these groups, you need to focus on not I'm advertising, not I'm spamming people with my information, not like I'm throwing my business card at them. Hey, like hire me, hire me, hire me. You don't want to go with that approach. You do need to make sure that everyone in your circle, everyone in your sphere, everyone on Facebook knows that you're a bookkeeper. You definitely want to make sure you're not hiding that fact. But when you're in these groups and when you're advertising on these platforms, you need to focus on building relationships, offering guidance and help. And if anyone asks questions about bookkeeping, or if you can go into groups and say, hey, does anyone have any questions on their bookkeeping? That kind of thing, that's what's going to get you clients, not just saying, hey guys, I'm a bookkeeper, who wants to hire me type of thing. Now, of course, I have no idea what you're actually doing, Angie, but that's my tips for that. I was able to grow my business, and my students are able to grow their businesses because they have a giver's gain attitude, I believe is what it's called. So you have to go in with a heart to give, and you want to help people more than you want their money. So, and if they feel that, they're more likely to throw their money at you. So that's kind of the tactic that we've always used for advertising. And also it is a numbers game, a consistent numbers game. So if you've been doing this for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month, it's not enough. You have to keep going. You have to keep going. You have to do this consistently every day, consistently show up, consistently post, consistently engage with people in the Facebook groups. And over time, people will recognize that. And then all of a sudden, what happens is what we call the snowball effect in the group. And then you will be able to start getting clients a lot easier. So just keep being consistent. I hate to use this analogy because personally, myself, I've struggled with it. But if you've ever gone through like a significant weight loss, you know that you're putting in effort after effort after effort, day after day after day, and you're not seeing results until one day you wake up and you realize you're 20 pounds lighter. That's exactly what it's like when you build this business. You almost have to have blind faith that what you're doing is working. You just can't see it yet. So everything is working in the background. If you haven't had a chance to read the book called The Secret, you definitely want to read that, or you can watch the documentary on Netflix. I swear it is so true. Everything that's in that book. That's how I built my business. That's how a lot of the students in the academy build their businesses, with that philosophy and that mentality. And I'm telling you, it really works. So if you haven't watched that documentary on Netflix or read the book, The Secret, definitely do so. I think it will help you with your marketing. And then also going in with it like a giver's gain mindset. How can I help these people? If I show a little bit of value and I build a relationship with them, they may not say yes right now, but they will not forget me. And they may say yes later, but they also might refer other people to you. So there's lots of things that you can do. So I know it can be frustrating in the beginning because you're just wanting quick wins. You're just wanting super quick wins. You just want someone to sign up, and it's really hard to see that something is going to come out of it, but I swear it will. I promise you 100% it will. Then as far as like telling your client that you were just starting out and that scared him, I will say a couple things with that. On occasion, you are going to run into people that do not want to work with people that are new, and that's fine. You can't avoid that. But a lot of times it also just really depends on how you are coming off. So you need to write down what you want to say if someone asks you that showcases your confidence level, and have it written down before you even ever get on a call with anyone, so that you can be prepared to say, yes, I actually just launched my business this year, but I'm part of a network of bookkeepers that if I ever come across something I'm not sure about, I can find the answer for you. So I don't know everything there is to know about accounting and bookkeeping in this ever-changing industry, but I definitely will make sure that if I come across something I haven't seen before or that I am unsure of, I will find out. I may have to get back with you in a day or two, but I will make sure you get the right answer. That's how you reassure them that even if you don't have experience or credentials, that you're going to do them right. And I will say that 9 times out of 10, if you tell a business owner that, they're going to be perfectly fine, because all they want is to make sure that they're actually getting good service and that they're getting taken care of. When you hire someone to handle your bookkeeping or your taxes, it can be a scary situation because most people don't know anything about it. So they want to make sure that, you know, they're getting taken care of and they're protected. And if you can just make them feel at ease about that, that no matter what, they're going to be in a good situation, they will have no problems with you being new. And I can say that wholeheartedly because I've watched hundreds and hundreds of moms go through our academy and face the same problems. Most of you that are in here now, it's really nice because we've been doing this for over 2.5 years now, and every single person has had these same questions, these same hurdles, these same problems, these same concerns, and everyone has overcome them. So just keep that in mind too as well. These problems that you're facing, they're not unique to you. Everyone faces these and you just have to move past them. So there are answers for all of them. And this is a cool thing I want to highlight. If you join our Bookkeeper Academy, this kind of stuff, we help you move past these issues and these questions like super fast. Everyone has these questions and occasional bumps in the road that they face. And all you have to do is ask on the Zoom calls or post in the Academy group, and you get your answers, you know, sometimes immediately if you're on the Zoom calls, obviously. So it's really helpful to be able to move on and not stew in those things. But I'm really glad, Angie, that you came on here and asked that question, because it just knowing a little bit about self-reflecting on what you're doing and making a new game plan on moving forward, that's what makes you successful. I really think one of the main reasons why I've been successful is my constant ability to self-reflect. What did I do right here? What did I do that I could fix that would have had a better outcome next time? So always thinking that. And the fact that you're here asking, my advertising isn't working, you're being very self-aware about that. So it's great. I want to congratulate you on that. So hopefully my tips helped you with some ideas on what you could do to not only continue advertising, continue building relationships, but even better with having the conversations with people, especially with you being new. As far as enrolling in the academy and not having the money to do so, I totally get that. We do have options for funding specialists that we use. A lot of our students get approved through these funding specialists. And then by the time you get your first client, it covers the monthly payment. Now, if for some reason you can't get approved because you have extremely bad credit, we may potentially have some resources for you on helping you get your credit fixed. So that way you can enroll in the academy soon. So that would be an option if you haven't booked a call with us, Angie, or if you want to reach out to the person that you booked a call with prior, we can talk to you about those options. And you are very welcome, Angie. I'm so thankful that you asked that question. I really love it when you guys ask questions because I want to help. I really want to help. Carol says, love the answer for being a new bookkeeper. Awesome. Okay. So if you didn't write it down after this live is over, go back, watch it again and write it all down and put it in your own words so that you have it right on your paper every time you do a discovery call for someone. And then that way you have it prepared and you're not caught off guard. Anytime that you feel like a business owner like asks you a question, then you like panic or you're caught off guard, that's just a sign that you just need to have that response ready for the next time. So don't beat yourself up or look down on yourself because you didn't know how to answer a question. Just use it as a learning experience. Write that question down and bring it to the lives, or if you're in the academy, bring it to the Zoom calls and say, hey, someone asked me this and I freaked out and didn't know how to answer it. What should I say in the future? And once you get a whole page of those down, you're going to Zoom through these discovery calls without any problem because you're going to know exactly what to say. Let's see. I'm glad it made you feel better, Angie. Carol says, how many hours a week do you work for 20 clients? Just the ballpark. So this is totally different for each person. But I would say probably it's like an average of 20 hours a week. So if you're quoting the way we suggest, then you would be working 20 clients would be, well, let's look at the calculator. I think it would be 20 hours a week based on this calculator. Yeah, 20 clients would be about 20 hours a week, and you would be making about $10,000 a month approximately. Now, the only variations that I've seen in this are when people underquote. When people underquote at the beginning, then they may have more clients, still may be working only the 20 hours a week, but they may have more clients. And depending on the size of the clients that you get, if you get average, like small to medium sized clients, then you may only have 20. If you have a whole bunch of small ones that hardly take any time, you may have 30 clients. So it's kind of a ballpark range, but I'd say on average, you'll probably work about 20 hours a week for that. So, but it also just really depends on your quoting skills as well. Great question. Lisa says, thank you, Tiffany. This is very encouraging as I'm at the fork in the road while job hunting now. Yes. Lisa, I would love to know, like, what would make you, if you're not working right now, what would make you want to go back and get a job versus starting this business right now? Because it is very, very likely you could focus 100% of your attention, and in the first month of launching your business, you could have enough clients that would completely cover what you would get at a full-time job, or at least at the very minimum, cover some of your basic bills, some of your basic necessities for the first month. That honestly, like for me, I know how amazing this opportunity is. So if I was in your situation, even if I only had enough money in my account to cover like the next month or two of my mortgage payment, I would jump in and do this business, because let's say you even do get behind. Let's say you have enough clients your first month to cover maybe like all your groceries, gas, maybe some utilities, but you don't have enough to pay your car payment or your mortgage payment. Well, if you go into month two and maybe you call your bank and you call your car payment, say, I'm going to be late on these payments, can you defer them or push them back a month? Then you get into month two, then you have all of the current clients that you had in the previous month, and now you've got even more clients. It literally would not take you more than a couple of months to be able to cover all of your bills. So if it were me, knowing what I know now about this business, and you are already like not in a job right now, I would go all in on starting this business and just go crazy and start focusing on manifesting that money and replacing and paying for all of your household bills, because that would be your first basic necessity, is to cover the main bills. And then after that, everything else will be just complete profit. But let me know what you're thinking about that, Lisa. Dresden says she handles about 19 clients in about 20 hours. Cool. So like right on target. Kia Brown says, how do you join the Academy? I'll put the link in there again to book a discovery call with us, and our team can get you all signed up and onboarded into the Academy, and get you squared away, Kia. Thank you so much. We would love to see you in the Academy and help you reach your goals. Tony says, what type of pricing structure is taught? So we teach people how to price based on the value that we provide business owners. And that value is dependent based on the size of the company. So we loosely base pricing off of a company's revenue. And it also depends on how messy they are, how organized or unorganized they are, because some clients are going to be a lot easier than other clients in the same industry, just basically dependent on if they're organized or not. Do they mingle their personal and business stuff together? Do they keep it separate? Do they have a couple accounts, or do they have 100? So we loosely base it off of that. And then depending on the industry that they're in, because there are a few industries that are a little bit more complex than other ones. For example, real estate, like investors, not agents, but real estate investors, and construction companies that want to know if their particular jobs are profitable, e-commerce, sometimes restaurants, any other business that wants you to help track inventory. Those are all a lot more extensive than regular companies. So it kind of depends on that. But we basically, the top line question is, how much does your business make? That is what we base it off of. And the value that you can provide as business owners get larger and larger increases. So they need to know their numbers even more as they scale their business. So the value of having a bookkeeper goes up. So that's what we do, pricing structure. Then on top of that pricing structure, we show you how to do the work in a very super efficient way in QuickBooks Online, where a lot of it can be almost automated. And in those two things working in conjunction together will yield you a minimum of $100 an hour rate. So if you take what you're making, divide it by the hours you're actually working, it'll be about $100 an hour. Now, when you're brand new bookkeeper, might be a little bit less until you get into a flow and learn the system, but that's what you end up making as you are growing your business. Great question, Tony. Allie says, how much can we charge a client? So again, it depends on how big they are. We typically set our minimum fee at $300 a month as a basic package. Now, there are instances where you have super small clients or startups that you might be able to work out a deal for a smaller package. But I recommend every client pay a minimum of $300 a month, and it goes up from there. We have, I believe Megan in our group just got a client paying her $3,000 a month. Samantha was in our group, and one of her first clients was a lawyer, and that lawyer paid her $4,000 a month. So it can just totally vary depending on the type of business, how big they are, and what they need. So we help with quoting. We have a specific call in the Academy every single week that talks completely about quoting. And of course, you're always welcome to ask any of quoting questions on any open Zoom call and posting in the Academy Facebook group as well. So we can help you determine that. So that way you're making the maximum amount of money. So that feature alone makes the Academy worth it, because what I see a lot of times solo bookkeepers do is they undervalue their services, they undervalue themselves, and they don't quote high enough. So even just being in the Academy and having that support system around, no, it's worth this, you need to quote this amount, not that amount, then it gives you the confidence to go to your client and say, this is what it is. And then you're also getting the higher paying, the better paying clients that treat you better and also help you live your best lifestyle, because your goal here is not to make $15 to $20 an hour. If you did that, you might as well go get a job as a bookkeeper for somebody else. And we don't want that. We want you to make $100 an hour or more. So we do that by having good quoting skills and being efficient at the work. Great question, Allie. Let's see. Allie says, if we go in competition with big bookkeeping company like H&R, they're starting at $50 a month. Correct. And there are 32 or 35 million businesses in the US alone. Some of those businesses don't value what we do. They're perfect for H&R Block because they're cheap, they complain, and they don't care about their financials or about you. And it's great that there's companies like that that will do the books for people like that. We're not looking for those people. We're looking for people that want help, that want a relationship with their bookkeeper, and that they want to see their numbers every week, and they know they need help. They don't want to be stressed. But again, with 30 some million businesses in the US alone, and you only need about 20 to 30 to make a couple $100,000 a year, you can weed out those people. There's always going to be those people that want to pay $50 a month. They're not your clients. They're someone else's clients, and we don't want them. But there's so many other ones out there that you can have. So what a great question. I love that one. Okay, I'm going to look and see what other questions we had. I saw a question from Lauren Bergen last week, and she said the DIY $1,000 course or a VIP membership with QBO that's $700 for career training. So apparently QuickBooks does offer some training, and for those of you that have looked into becoming a QuickBooks Pro advisor, you'll know really quickly that their training is not around building a business. Their training really isn't that great on pricing or workflow. There's a million different ways to do bookkeeping, and they don't really teach you the most efficient way to do it that most businesses want you to do it. So when you do a small training program like that, especially if it's straight from Intuit or straight from QBO, you're getting more software, you're learning more software stuff. And that is about 5 to 10% of what's really involved in this whole process. You're not getting help with mindset. You're not getting help with marketing. You're not getting help with sales. You're not getting help with pricing. You're not getting help with communication with your clients. You're not getting help with with setting boundaries around your clients. You're literally only getting help with QuickBooks. And all that other stuff we help you with in the academy. Now, not in the DIY course, but we do help you with it in the academy. Okay, I saw a question from Carly Mack, and she says, I'm an elementary teacher. I have a master's in reading, so zero experience with numbers, bookkeeping, or anything tax related. I want to stay home with my babies next school year. Anyone have literally zero bookkeeping experience and have success stories? I am just beginning the course and I'm extremely nervous. Well, Carly, I want to tell you almost everyone. So I started or explained this a little bit in the beginning, but almost everyone that's joined our academy has had no experience, none. We have a whole slew of teachers, a whole slew of nurses in our program, people that have had no experience. If you can be an elementary school teacher, you are going to kill it as a bookkeeping business owner, because I know from personal experience, being a preschool teacher, there is nothing harder than that job. So if you can figure out how to do a curriculum, how to command the attention of a bunch of little kids and structure and schedule your day all year, you are going to kill it as a bookkeeper. It is not that hard. It is very easy to learn these skills. So great question. And for anybody else that's in similar situations, I just want you to know it sounds daunting. There's always something to learn in bookkeeping, but it's easy to learn. You can learn it. You can do it. I swear to you, it is not hard. Lovely says, I'm currently taking an accounting class, but it's hard because the teacher doesn't do Zoom on. We're basically teaching ourselves, what should I do? Yes, this is a great question. I have seen a lot of people in my life struggle with accounting classes. My own kids have struggled with the accounting classes. And I will tell you, I was so excited when my teenagers started taking accounting classes when they were doing virtual learning. And I immediately got disappointed because the stuff that they teach them is not practical. It really doesn't have anything to do with real world bookkeeping and accounting that small business owners use. It's mostly teaching you old school accounting, like how to do accounting by hand. And it teaches you corporate accounting, like large company, publicly traded company corporate accounting. And it is like 90% not what you're going to do as a virtual bookkeeper. So Lovely, if you are wanting to do this, and you don't need to take your accounting class, quite honestly. I wouldn't spend another dime in college. I'm not putting my kids in college. I just don't think it's worth it. After having gone through college myself, sitting through and struggling through my CPA tests and becoming a CPA and seeing almost no payoff for it, because when I started my business, I had to learn everything. I had to relearn everything because none of that stuff applies. It doesn't even matter. So I wouldn't even waste another dime on a class. If you're going to invest any kind of money into yourself, I mean, invest into the academy and learn how to make money instead of just learn some skills or some basic knowledge that you're probably never going to apply on anything. So that's my thoughts about taking accounting classes. And they are confusing, especially because they are not relatable to the average business and not relatable to the average person. So if you learn how to do bookkeeping for actual business owners, then the higher level accounting just comes naturally, but you don't really need that to start. You need to build on the basics. And the cool thing that we like to do in the academy is our whole thing is to get you guys a return on investment. Like, we want you to make money ASAP. Like, we get super nervous when students get in our academy and they aren't taking action, because we don't want that. We don't want your money unless you're making money. And so we have our program set up to where we want you to make money right away. We want you to actually start marketing and setting up your business and getting clients before you even really understand what you're doing. And we have features in place like our unlimited one-on-one calls. So if you get that first client, you have never done accounting before, and you have no idea what you're doing, we're going to walk you through every single step of that so that you do understand it. But the cool part is you've already been paid for that client. So you're getting paid while you're learning, versus like going to school, paying them to teach you something that doesn't even apply into the real world. And then you still have to go figure out how to find a job or use that degree or that knowledge somewhere else to make money. And you really can't. Most of the time you can't. So that is what we are all about. Yeah, as Tony says, there's a lot of different accounting. There's accounting things you can Google on YouTube. And quite frankly, you could learn all of this stuff on YouTube. There's just a vast amount of information out there, and we simplify and streamline it all for you in the Academy. But there's a lot of resources out there on YouTube, absolutely. Yeah, so anyway, I've talked a lot of people out of getting their CPA license, just because frankly, it's not worth the time, especially if you have kids. You know, I spent so much time when my kids were younger working on my CPA license, and every single weekend that they went to their dad's, I was literally I studied like 20, 25 hours on those weekends. I studied, and leading up to my tests, like the week before the test, I would literally come home from work and I would study all night, and I would study all weekend, even if my kids were home. And that was just so stupid. It was such a waste of time, because when I got my CPA license, I barely got a raise. It didn't even cover my nanny. So it wasn't worth it. Tony says, I stopped going to school and I'm working on getting experience instead. Yes, awesome. That sounds great. That's definitely going to be a way bigger payoff, I think, than going to school. Let's see. What other thing that we have? I'm looking at some other past questions for the group. I've seen a lot of questions lately about 1099s. Every January, we have to send out 1099s for our business owners. And we did a series of 1099 training in the Academy. So another really cool feature of being in the Academy, anytime laws change, anytime there's anything extra going on, we bring in experts to train on that topic and support our students in a higher level. So there's always that going on in there. So if there's anything that you ever have questions about or want to know, we bring extra people in. If you ever need to book a call with us, Mary said she needed to reschedule her call. You just click the link in your email or in your calendar and reschedule it. No problem. And then for those of you that are looking at getting your LLC set up, so we have a new company that we've partnered with that is blowing our students' minds. This company is called Prime Corporate Services, and they will do a free 60-minute call with you and talk about what entity type should you be. I'm going to put that link in here, primecorporateservices.com/stay-at-home bookkeeper academy. And if you book a call with them, they will talk about what entity type is going to be best for you and how to get that set up. And if you'd like, they actually set up your LLC and they get you your tax ID number as well. They can also pair you with a tax expert if you're looking for somebody that you want to start doing your taxes moving forward, or somebody that you want to send taxes to for your clients. That's an option as well. And they can even show you how to build credit for your business, so that you don't have to use personal credit cards and things like that for your business. And if you ever want to get a loan for your business, then you can do that as well under your business credit. So kind of cool stuff there. It is a free service that is provided to our community. So take advantage of that 60-minute call to set up your bookkeeping business, and click that link there and they will help you get all set up. Let's see what else. Tammy had also said that she just got her LLC set up and it should be all ready in about 5 days. It was so easy. All I had to do was give them basic info, another step forward, and it was super easy as pie. So it's a great first step to establishing your business and getting that first win for you guys. Let's see. Crystal says, I want to start a bookkeeping business, but I have never used QuickBooks. I want to take the free training on the website in the accountant section. What do I do if I don't actually have a business yet? Okay, so Crystal, if you are planning on doing this, you are still going to go in and set up your QuickBooks online accountant account, and then go ahead and start going through the Pro Advisor training. Now, I've said this a million times, but I know a lot of people are new in here, so you haven't heard it or seen it. The QuickBooks Pro Advisor exam is nothing like what you're going to actually be doing for business owners. This is another example of where going to school or taking classes doesn't equate to the real world. The QuickBooks Pro Advisor exam is just a tool for you to have a certification behind you if you feel you need that confidence that you have some kind of certification. So when you're doing it, focus on passing the test, getting the answers right. Don't focus on retention. Don't use it as a marker for your ability or your skills or your smartness level. It's none of that. It's literally just a foolish test that makes no difference if you have it or not. And if you do want it, focus on just getting all the answers in there and don't worry about the content, because it is not going to help you one way or another be successful as a bookkeeper. Rebecca says, what expenses should I expect in setting up a business? Great question. So you're going to have a couple of one-time startup expenses, like creating your LLC. Each state has a different fee depending on where you live on how much it's going to cost to set up your LLC. You're going to have to pay for your website domain name. So like if you go on GoDaddy.com and you pick out your domain name, it can range anywhere from 99 cents to, a couple $100 depending on what domain you want. But if you change your domain, I've always just tried to find the cheapest one I can get. So, like you could do RebeccaLove.com, very easy, and then probably would be very inexpensive to do that. I think that's the only startup expenses that you would have in the beginning. So incredibly inexpensive to start this business. Ongoing expenses that you need right away. As soon as you get your first client, you're going to want errors and omissions insurance, which range from about $20 to $30 a month. And then you're also going to have an email address that you want to pay for, which ranges from $6 to $12 a month. So incredibly cheap, incredibly inexpensive to get started. If you have a computer and you already have internet at home, you already have those things, you don't need anything else. QuickBooks Online Accountant is free to use, so there really isn't anything else. Now, we just had this discussion in our New Year, New You program on our call yesterday. And as you scale your business, you'll want to start utilizing other tools that help you scale, basically help you scale. And once you have that profit, then it makes sense to add on other things, because that helps you be more profitable and keeps you working less and less in your business. So there are other optional things that you can add in later, but those are really the only two things that you have to have. I asked this question to all of our student mentors yesterday, and they all agreed that their starting expenses were well under $100 a month when they started. So that's what you can expect. Super cheap. You are very welcome for the information, lovely. I'm so happy to help. Oh, let's see. Okay, Karen asked, my client is asking if I can do the tax preparation for his account, but then he would file it. Tax preparation is a completely different service. You can learn to do taxes, but we don't suggest doing taxes in the beginning because there is a lot more information in taxes than bookkeeping. So it's something that I believe is a secondary service you can offer once you have an established bookkeeping business. But if your clients are asking for tax help, you need to partner with a tax expert so that you can have a great referral relationship with that person. Your clients need tax help, his clients need bookkeeping help, and that's what helps you get a really awesome, steady referrals, and you don't have to do any marketing. Let's see. Emily asked if anyone does bookkeeping for a restaurant or a bar. If you are interested in needing help in doing bookkeeping for specific industries, that's another thing we help with in the academy. We have student mentors in there that have basically dealt with every industry that you can think of. Actually, I think even Kelsey has done a little bit in the cannabis industry, although that industry is by far the most complex one there is out there. And I strongly recommend no new bookkeeper dabble in the cannabis industry until they're ready for the next level. Let's see. I'm trying to see what other questions there are. So I see lots of Lisa, Jace, Matt, Sarah. So lots of people are posting questions in here, just like random questions about what do you do? I've got job receipts missing. How do you do that? How do you claim that? I need reconciliation help. I'm having issues with bank reconciliation. Preparing for my first virtual QuickBooks training. Do I use Zoom? How do I talk to my clients? How do you record Airbnb deposits in QBO? All of that stuff. Every single one of these questions, we help you answer, we walk you through it. You can actually even request private breakout rooms with our mentors to get these questions answered. So even if you are somewhat experienced as a bookkeeper, if you've got questions like those, they will get answered in the Academy in minutes. So if you don't want to waste any of your time doing constant research and you have questions like that, the Academy is a really great place to go because you will always get help. And there's always people 2, 3, 5, 10 steps ahead of you that can answer your question. So it's a very awesome collaborative effort. So for those of you that are posting questions in here about actual technical skills, we would love to be able to help you with that, give you peace of mind that you know that you're doing all of this stuff right in our Bookkeeper Academy. Let's see. Carol says, do I need to be certified in QBO to start this bookkeeping business? No, you do not at all. So if you rewind the live about 4 or 5 minutes, I kind of talk about that. You don't have to be certified in QBO at all. Many of us have grown successful businesses without that certification. Some people do like to do it because it gives them more confidence, that they can state that they are a QuickBooks certified pro advisor, but it is not a requirement, and you can very easily get clients without it as well. Lovely says, I'm currently a tax preparer. That's why I decided to go to school for accounting. Oh, great. Okay. Interesting. So honestly, our Academy would do a lot more for you than going to school for accounting, simply because what we teach in the Academy is how to prepare financials for business owners that are tax return ready. So that is literally 100% of what we teach our students. So if you want to know how to offer that front end stuff, then you will do great in the Academy, because that's exactly what we teach. And again, going to school for accounting, they're going to teach you how to do corporate accounting, high level accounting for giant businesses that you aren't used to working with anyway. They're completely different from the type of tax returns I imagine that you've been filing. The Academy is 12 months. You get 12 months in the Academy with our team, and we support you that entire time. You have access to all of those benefits throughout the full 12 months. So thank you, Justin, for also answering that question. Let's see, what other questions do we have? It looks like Devin is waiting for the funding to come through for the Academy. She doesn't want to become stagnant. So what checklist can she do to get started? I'd say if you are ready to go, but you're waiting on your funding, book a call with Prime Corporate Services, and then you can at least get your LLC going and move forward, and you can go open your bank account and get all that kind of stuff set up and ready. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Payment plan for courses. We don't currently have any in-house payment options, but we do work with a funding specialist. So you can definitely talk to our team about that. Cassie posted something the other day that I wanted to also share with you guys. She said, confession, I'm wiped. We're pushing to the end of the month. Cassie and her husband have grown their business really fast, exceeded the success that I had in mine, all while having a couple of kids at home and one on the way. And so she says she's totally wiped, pushing to the end of the month. We have some pretty big deadlines we're all working to meet, and I still have my other roles like mom and wife. Sometimes this gig is hard. Sometimes you'll feel the discouragement, the frustrations, the irritations. That's all okay. As long as the good outweigh the not so good, then you're in a wonderful spot to produce amazing things. Keep up the great work, Cake Fam. Y'all are awesome. And so I wanted to read that to you guys because it's definitely true. On occasion, this can be challenging. It's going to be a little bit of work to get it started off the ground, but the benefits far outseed the hard work that you're going to put in. And whenever I commented on her post, whenever you start to feel like that, the cool thing about being a business owner is since you have unlimited money that you can make, you can hire people to help you. So I actually had the chance to ask Barbara Cochran from Shark Tank how she balances motherhood and being an entrepreneur, a successful business owner. And one of her tips, which I will never forget, is that she says to hire the right help at home and overpay them. Because if you can get help at home, whether it's cooking, cleaning, yard work, maybe a part-time nanny, anything like that, that is going to increase your quality of life, but also give you the space to be able to focus on what you're focusing on, focus on work. And then when you're not focusing on your bookkeeping business, you're focusing on your kids or your family instead of doing a million things at once. So, but it's really cool because as you keep growing, you'll be able to hire those people. I'm actually at the point in my life right now where I was feeling the same thing. Our academy has doubled growth every single year that we've started, and with that comes a lot more things to learn and a lot more things to manage. And one of the things that I finally broke down and decided to do is hire a full-time personal chef. And it was one of the things that felt like only like ultra rich people do. Like it seemed a little kind of ridiculous to hire that. Like, who am I? Why do I deserve a private chef? But what I started to really realize for myself was that it's either this business crumbles or my mental health keeps crumbling, or I get some help and then I can now focus on the business, growing it, and then focus on my kids. And all the dwelling over, am I feeding my kids healthy food, or are we going to go out and order food again tonight? That's all gone. And I can focus that energy on being a better mom and a better business owner. And I know I can make more money to cover the cost of that personal chef. And that's exactly what you guys can do when you have a bookkeeping business. You can make enough money to cover whatever you decide to hire, because you actually can make more money than pretty much anybody that you would hire in your house to come in. So if for those of you that have never had a housekeeper, have never looked into it, most housekeepers at the most charge about 25 bucks an hour, but they also can work faster than you. They're more efficient at it. So whereas you might spend $300 a month doing the house cleaning. So $300 a month, let's say they charge 25 bucks an hour. That's like 12 hours a month. Well, let's say that it really takes you 20 hours a month to clean, times $100 an hour, which is what you make. You're going to make $2,000 a month. So if you pay someone $300 instead, you're going to be up $1,700 by hiring that person and allowing you to spend that 20 hours a week on your business instead. Or you can get that extra time back with your kids, either way. So really interesting. Why do you not deserve a chef is the question. You work your butt off and deserve the cake and eat it too. Oh, thank you so much, Taishina. But like we do this to ourselves as women and moms, and we think we should do it all. We think we should be the ones to do it all. Like my identity revolved around being a stay-at-home mom for so long. And now kind of like shifting into this role where like, this business is very important to my family and it's very important to so many people. So we have to keep it going. But that comes with more of my time. And so I don't want to give up time with my kids. So instead, I'm giving up time in the kitchen. But it did take me a little bit to wrap that around my head. We all suffer from money blocks. We all suffer from mindset blocks. And the Academy is also something that really can help with that. And just like all of you are going to be having a mentor in the Academy, I have mentors that help me through that too. And I actually did have a long talk with some of my mentors about that journey and hiring that personal chef. So I just still relate, we can all still relate to each other no matter what stage of life it is. So that is my story. I think you guys would all benefit from doing this business and be able to hire people to help you at home. So, let's see, what other questions do we have? I guess I've been talking on here for like an hour. I can't believe it. So I just see still like lots of questions about like bookkeeping stuff just in the last week. So, so much of this is all covered in the Academy. And then you don't ever have to worry about any of your questions being unanswered or having to spend lots of time searching for them. Thank you so much, Naftali. I love that. I think it's awesome you hired a personal chef, she said. That's awesome. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. She starts in 2 days. So we haven't actually gotten to experience anything yet, but one of the things that she's going to help us do is sit down for family dinners again every night. So that's something that we've gotten away from, having this business and just having such a flexible work schedule. It does take some time and some motivation and some structure to schedule your days. When you work from home and your kids are here all the time, you can just structure your day any which way you want. I work a lot in the evenings and stuff. So having her here and helping us have that family time and sit down and eat dinner together is going to be So life-changing. It's going to make me so happy. Chris says, I really wanted to join the program, but I'm not sure how well I would do or if I have what it takes to succeed. You definitely do. You absolutely do. The only person that stands in the way of your success is you, is what you tell yourself. Just like with me, it's all about stories that you tell yourself. I told myself a story about how having a personal chef was only something that super rich people got to do. And once that I got over that story, then I'm allowing myself to actually have the freedom and enjoy the benefits of that. So a lot of people that join the academy, they have imposter syndrome at the beginning. They don't think they can do it. And we help them shift that mindset, help you tell yourself a different story, because you are capable of doing this. You are very capable of doing it. And the only thing that could possibly ever be in your way is your own mindset. So if we can help you shift that belief so that you can be successful, we'll help you do that. So Christine, if you want to book a call with us, we can kind of just talk about it with you and let you know, like, here's what it really would look like for you and your family. Do you think you can do something like this? We would love to get the opportunity to talk to you. Kathy A says, hi, Tiffany, do you have people needing help after their year in the academy? Yes, I mean, everybody in our academy gets to the point where they want to hire people because they understand the leverage of hiring help and how much that can take you to the next level and the next level and the next level. So there is always people in our academy that hire, that need help. However, I will tell you, a lot of them do hire people that are already in our academy because they know that they're going to get ongoing support and that they won't have to train them so heavily. So that's another perk of being in the academy, is the potential to work for our student mentors and work for the students that are in our mastermind. So if you want to hop on a call and talk with us about that, we'd be happy to chat with you as well. It's a great way to get some experience. We see that quite often. So, okay, well, I won't keep you guys on here any longer, but I love to make myself available for you guys for questions. I really appreciate all the amazing questions that you guys asked today, because it makes it so much easier for me to explain things to you and help you guys when I know exactly what you want to hear. So I will be here next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. And in the meantime, book a call with us. Book your call with Prime Corporate Services. The link is below, and get your LLC set up, and then post in the group if you have questions in the meantime, and I will holler back at you. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful week.